everybody, to the legendary Tanuki update show. And would you believe it? This is the final update show of season 7, and we have got an absolute banger lined up for you guys today. You got a
Is the
ton of
volume good,
awesome
guys?
skins, some balance changes, and of course, the reveal of the final god of season 7,
Oh, I'm
our
so
newest
excited for this
hunter to join
hunter.
the battleground, Danzaburou. And here to break things down with me, I always got this squad, my trusty pals from the design team, Pon
Pon
Pon and Clumsy.
Pon.
How are you guys doing today?
What's up, Wavy?
Doing really well.
Pon's muted.
Uh-oh, Pon, we can't hear you. Might have an issue with your audio there. Working through it, you know.
How about now?
There we go. We can hear you now.
Why is this-
Welcome in.
It's a bit low. All
Let's
right.
go ahead and get down to business. So there's no
How's
bonus
that?
balance coming up, but there are a few skins that we want to put on people's radar that is coming out in a couple weeks on December 1st. And, you know, it's that time of year. Things are getting a little bit chilly. So
All
we're
right,
going
cool.
to start off with the Winter Wonderland chest. And the first skin we got up is Chilling Wraith Hades. And I love these skins to where they're winter vibes, but they're not like the holidays.
Dude, that is
They're just
sick.
super cool.
Hades
this
has way
Hades
too many
skin
good
looks
skins, man.
Really, really
Pon
great.
Pon
What do you think?
looks like Thor. Yeah, he's also as muscular and tall
gosh.
as him.
Those poor minions, dude.
I know.
That's the first thing he says, man.
Just frozen in time.
Why does Hades get so many
And I
good
believe we've
skins? I
got
mean, I
the
know it's because he's one of the
turnaround
most
video
played
so you
gods
guys
in
can get a
Smite,
better look at
but
the model
still.
here that's coming out in game. And again, this is going to be in the Winter
Sheesh.
Wonderland chest coming your way on December 1st. Let's go ahead and take
Sheesh.
a listen to the voice pack for Chilling Wraith Hades.
A little quiet? All right, I'll turn it up a little more.
I hunger for their suffering. I hunger for their souls.
What's up, Biggs? How are you, man?
There we go.
Dude, I
I
love that
cannot
floating
wait to
back
play
piece.
with this one. I know. Gosh, the details in some of the armor in the back piece. I love Hades skins because they always have like the particles and stuff that you can semi-see through, but they're looking
Mhm.
really cool. And on an alternative note, still in the Winter Wonderland chest, but a little bit more lighthearted, we've got Snow Kitten Bastet. And I'm loving this one. It's got the fashion vibes.
Okay, that's
the
pretty
snow
cool.
leopards going on. What do you think about this one, Clumsy?
Yo,
I like the
I'm
gloves.
just looking at the kittens. They look so vicious, but at the same time so cute. I can't wait for them to tear people apart in game.
I know, right? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the
Yeah, Carter
turnaround
is
here
good.
so we get a little bit more details at the model that's headed your way.
Oh my gosh, look at them.
Oh, there we
Dude,
go.
okay, the cat's
The
pretty
kitties
cool.
definitely look cute,
Wow.
but ferocious. I love the light blues and the whites as well. This one looks awesome. Let's take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
Twist collection.
Her whip is
My
really cool too.
fans on Patu are gonna go wild.
There we go. This one
God.
is headed your way in the Winter Wonderland chest.
I
But
miss
we've
it,
also
Lape.
got a
I
couple
miss
more
it.
things to end out the Odyssey Reckoning for this year. We'll kick things off with Demon Scourge Athena. This one is kind of
God,
in
that
the
sounds like a
Demon
cool
Hunter
name.
skin line that we've done in the past. I believe we had like a Jingwei skin and maybe an Izanami skin, but we got a Guardian this go around. So pulling up the card art here, I love the vibes here.
Okay.
Pon, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, just this demon hole, like the
They pay
the
their
kinda,
artists very well,
the
Izzy.
like demon witch hunter feel where you have like that kind of like the leather armor and stuff. It's so cool. I just love this demon time.
Yeah. I know, this is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the model in game and check out a little bit more details there. I love
Ooh.
the shield.
The
All the
shield.
details look
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, that shield is
Oh,
awesome.
that's sick. And I just
The
love, you can
fuck?
see like her tool belt. She's got like all the tools that she
Dude,
would
that
need.
looks so
She's
cool. She looks
going
like a
out on
Bloodborne
mission to hunt
character.
some demons. Let's go ahead
Yeah,
and take a
dude,
listen
too,
to
though. I
the
was just
voice
about to
pack
say
for this
that. She
one.
looks like Bloodborne. She's from Bloodborne.
I am the watcher at the gates. If you have any hope not
Uh-oh.
to perish,
Okay, we're good.
pray I survive.
There you go. And the last skin headed you guys' way on December 1st is Sacred Arrow Rama. This one's also going to
Yes!
be in the Odyssey Reckoning as we get towards the end of this event. And we had kind of a darker skin with Athena, but this Rama skin, I'm loving. The light.
Yes,
Definitely
dude!
looking angelic. I love the feathers.
Look at
This
that!
one's super dope, and I can't wait to take a look at it in
Bro,
game.
please tell me he has wings when he ults.
Oh my gosh, so bright.
Yeah, Steam always kicks ass. Ooh, looking in game, that's pretty
There we
sweet. That helmet
go.
is awesome.
The
I didn't
helmet's
realize his
awesome. and,
arm was like
look at his-
actually like on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to say he's got like some fire, shooting the fire shots,
Dude.
literally. Let's go
His
ahead and take a
astral
listen to the
arrows,
voice pack
I
for
just
Sacred Arrow
know
Rama.
are gonna be amazing. They're gonna be like
Only
fiery and
together
shit.
can we stand against evil.
Nice.
Simple and
Only
clean.
together.
You got the vibes. He's a man on the mission. That
And they
wraps
didn't
up for
ruin it
all
with the voice
content
pack.
that's headed
Nice.
you guys' way on December 1st as a part of the TMNT update, actually. Now let's go ahead and start kicking off some community news. We definitely want to let you guys know about a few things before we hop into all the balance changes headed your way. So I'm just going to rattle through
Guys,
these and we'll
let's
get through it. First up,
let's
we got the
manifest
TMNT Battle Pass that is
some
still
set and
live
Nemesis
in
nerfs.
game. Definitely get radical on the battleground if you haven't already. Pick up the Battle Pass, unlock Leonardo automatically, and you guys can work your way through to unlock all the turtles, plus radical recolors for all 4. Next up, we've got Prime Gaming. That is still happening right now. If you're watching on Twitch and you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that account to your high-res account and get Cosmic Power Anubis for free. So go ahead and head to primegaming.com/smite, or you can click that crown in the top
hate you
right
guys.
corner of your screen to claim that
You guys are
reward
so
for
mean to
free.
me.
And last but not least, yesterday we launched the Season 7 digital loot pack with a ton of awesome skins, including the SK Gaming Merlin skin. Shout outs to all the SK fam that won Worlds last year. The Merlin skin is awesome. You can pick that up.
Nerf Atalantis?
Right now
no,
in
Kens
game.
is the only thing
Now
keeping
let's
tanks
move on
from
to
being
some
way too strong.
community-related stuff that's going on. We've got the Olympians applications that are actually live and open right now.
Guys,
So
should
if
I
you guys
apply
are
to be an
interested in
Olympian?
serving on the Smite Player Council, you can head to smitegame.com/Olympians. Put in your application. Applications will be open for a month, and then we'll go through and do community voting in December, and then we'll announce the council in January.
Olympian
So if
Riley.
you're looking to join the council, we've definitely had a ton of fun with this year's Olympians. Would be awesome, and we'd love to have you serve on the council. Last for community news, we've got the Smite birthday art submissions that are open right now, but the cutoff is on January 4th. So if you're interested in drawing an avatar, a jump stamp, or a global emote or anything, be sure to get your submissions in there. And last but not least for community news, we definitely want to give you guys a tune in for High-Res Showcase and SWC that's coming in January. We had playoffs over the weekend, but in December we've got the wild card playoffs where your SOC and SCC teams are going to be battling it out for that spot in the playoff placement bracket for SWC.
Yes, they are. January
We're
4th.
gonna
That's
be
my
having
birthday,
some meet and
chat.
greets during
That's my
High-Res
birthday.
Showcase. They're going to be happening in our official Discord. The schedule is actually live at highresshowcase.com if you guys want to check that out. And then last but not least for community news, cosplay contest. We want to see all the awesome stuff that you guys are working on. The cosplay contest cutoff date for submissions is December 18th. So if you've been working on a cosplay and definitely want to participate,
Do I whip
in
out the
that
B
contest,
Cupid, guys?
head over to highresshowcase.com and shoot in your submission by the 18th.
Do I send in
to be
my
eligible
B
to
Cupid?
participate. And that was definitely a mouthful. Thanks for hanging out. That is all for community news. Let's go ahead and kick it off and start
All
talking
right.
about 712.
Let's go.
The last update of the season. And we're going to start off with some quality of life stuff. And I'll
Ba-
defer to you
nerf
guys.
set,
The first thing I
nerf
wanna
set.
talk about is this new end of match lobby that we're working on. What's going on with
Oh.
that, Vaughn?
Yeah, so we have a new end of match lobby. There's basically there's been a whole bunch of new art done to it. There's been a few like feature implementations. But
Ooh.
the big thing we wanted to do is make sure that end of match lobby looked nice and slick, looked nice and modern. Update a few things that need to be updated. And we're hoping that players really enjoy it because there's some interesting features in there, including like some graphs that let you represent like how you compared against your other teammates. It's just overall a nice update.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've got some screenshots that we'll be able to toss up on screen
Awesome.
and kind of show people the
Nice.
updates
Okay.
that are coming up. But pretty much, we took everything that's in the end of match lobby and kind of cleaned things up
Right.
and made it a little bit more accessible and easier to access the information, especially for those that are playing on controllers. So this is kind of the cleaned up results screen. We've got the worshippers and experience on the other side. What I'm really looking
Okay.
forward to is some of the scoreboard stuff. There we go.
Yep.
I believe we're going to go ahead and show off. So this has been
Ooh.
cleaned up.
Okay.
And then if you hover over names,
High-res needs to
on
do
the
this
scoreboard,
kind
you
of shit
actually be
more.
getting some
They
more
need to. They need
information
to.
on the right.
Shit like this matters.
So
You know
if
what I'm saying?
production wants to just go to the
There we
next
go.
screenshot. There we
Nice.
go.
Right.
This is
Wow.
what I'm looking forward to. So all of that information that was on the scoreboard in the end of match lobby is cleaned up, easily accessible. You just hover over a name and you get all that information on.
I want to know
what happened in
who
game.
this fucking Rama was. They fragged, but their
there's
build
a
was
lot of
trash.
information
Look,
at
the
your
Rama,
fingertips
the
you can
Rama
see.
had Hekate.
There we go. Detail.
There you
screen
go.
Here.
That looks great. It looks a
course,
lot
we were
more
playing,
clean and,
that was an
and
interesting game
minimal.
with 9999
Pretty
all
even
around
game
the board.
The most even
Super
match
even
ever.
game. I know, right? I don't
With
know how you
incredible
lost that one.
goggles.
And here, and here's some of the graphs that you were talking about, Pond. Get more of a visual representation on what happened in the match.
And
Exactly.
you can sort those
So
by
this
any of
is-
the tabs on the left-hand side, which is pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this, and this is coming out in the next update.
What's up, Coach
7/12,
Dad? How are
new
you, man?
Match lobby for you
Mhm.
guys, and the next quality of life update.
What's up,
this is
AD?
kind
How
of
are
a
you, man?
callback. If you guys were just watching this month in Smite in that scream clip, we're actually making some changes to the kill streak timer. We're going to be increasing the time frame where a successive kill counts towards your
Ooh.
accolades. That's going up from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. So hopefully there's a lot more pentakills around for everybody.
I actually really like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's one
kind
of
of
those things that when
pog.
you're playing, it's like,
15
man, that
seconds?
felt like a pentakill, but it was like actually 11 seconds. So just make it,
I know. Yeah.
removing the ambiguity, right? If it's at 15 seconds and you still couldn't get the kill, you probably didn't get the pentakill. But 10 to 15, that's like a kind of fuzzy gray area.
For sure. Well, that wraps it up for quality of life.
That's
updates.
pretty
You guys
cool.
ready to
Kurt can
start talking
finally
about
get a
balance?
penta.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right, let's get into it. And I do want to tell everybody that's watching in chat, we're working on patch notes. They are not quite live on the site yet, but we've got our awesome web and community teams working to get patch notes live for you guys. So you won't be able to follow along with us right now, but we're shooting to have notes up as soon as possible for you guys. So let's start things off with game modes. And the first thing that we want to talk about is Corrupted Arena is making its return. My favorite adventure. Looking forward to knocking people in some holes. The map has actually got a lighting update, and of course, that relic is coming back up to where you can
The
it's like
push
a win
relic.
first. Clumsy, what do you got to say about this? You're my
Your
adventure
second
guy.
favorite adventure
Low
after
volume?
Racer.
What?
Like, that's
After Racer, of
obviously.
course, yeah. For sure. Well, I'm definitely looking
I'm
forward
excited
to
for this.
Corrupted Arena. I
Is
know,
that
right?
is
It's
that
my
just you
favorite
guys,
one,
or
like I
is it
said,
everybody?
After Racer, but I'm looking forward to coming back at game. Next up, let's talk about Conquest. So SWC is coming
Come
up
on.
in January, and this is actually going to be
I just
the
turned it up
last
more.
season that we're going to be seeing some competitive play on the current map. So we're actually making some changes to the Conquest map to give it a proper send-off. We've got a video that we've got to show you guys what we're doing, but we're adding the World Championship logo to the mid lane.
Ooh.
We've got some statues of some of the
They
past
need
World
to
Champion
do
skins
shit like
hanging
this
out across
more.
the map.
They
We're gonna
need
have
to do
banners
this
of all the
more.
teams participating.
Look,
And then we're making
that
some
is
changes
beautiful.
to the,
They need to
the
do this
fire
kind of
giant
stuff
pit,
more.
to call out Thor's hammer is crashing down. There you go. Here's some of the
Look
statues
at that.
are
That's
gonna be in the map.
awesome. Look at
And there you
that.
go. There's Thor's hammer kind of hanging off. In
They
the
need
fire
to do
giant
this
pit.
kind of stuff
It's gonna
more,
go live
man.
in
I'm telling
7/12, and this will
you.
be played during the World Championship. So definitely looking forward to all the esports that are happening. SWC in January, final competitive play on this map. Definitely looking forward to giving it a proper send off. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
get right into balance now, guys. So no item balance changes this go around. We're looking to make just our last balance sweep
What?
before Worlds. So we're looking towards starting things off with meta nerfs. Let's talk about Ra. We're gonna be
Yes,
making a nerf to
finally.
Solar Blessing.
Man, he was not that
decreasing
strong
the
for that
physical
long.
power,
Jesus,
magical
man.
power, and protections on the ability.
Okay,
so Ra's
good.
definitely been seeing a lot of play. So we're
Good
tuning
nerf.
down his 3 a little
Yeah.
bit.
Good nerf. Good nerf.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good. He was one of those characters that like people kind of were like playing around a little bit with, but then we gave him a few buffs and he really rose into prominence, especially the movement speed slow, being able to remove it with Solar Blessing, or not Solar Blessing, his 2, the one that burst the sun.
Game dev, by the
But
way.
we like that playstyle, we like that utility he has, but Solar Blessing was providing a bit too much. So we're just decreasing the power, protections, and magical power a little bit just to take some of the edge off, especially when you're sieging an objective or sieging a Phoenix.
All right, next up on the list, Erlang Shin going to be seeing a nerf.
Yes!
Spotlight.
Nerf all the
We're gonna be
junglers.
Increasing the mana cost and decreasing the base damage. What's going on with Erlang, Clumsy?
Yeah, I mean, Erlang is, we see him being brought into the meta a lot, and then sometimes we give him a couple of small nerfs and he just falls off completely. But right now is one of those times where you're seeing a lot of Erlang Shen, especially in the jungle. So we wanted to touch a little bit on his spot weakness, find his actual weakness, and bring that into a bit of a light, increasing his mana cost, decreasing his damage just a little bit. We don't think it's going to really knock him off of his pedestal. He'll still be pretty strong.
Nerf all the
All
junglers.
right,
All of
moving
them.
right along. We've got Persephone up next.
Oh
We're gonna be seeing
my
a nerf
god,
to
fine.
Grasp of Death, and we are decreasing the ult deployable HP from 5 hits down to 3 hits if somebody is locked in the cage.
More specifically, if it hits a wall and not a player. So If you miss the Persephone and you don't actually cage someone, its health will be decreased from 5 to 3.
Oh, okay.
And so this is just really to hit.
That's
one
a good
of those frustration
change.
Points, and if you read the dev commentary, it goes a little bit more into other frustration points.
It
and maybe
punishes
the
you
future
for not
plans
hitting a
like
god
the Persephone.
directly. Okay.
But this was just when it misses, it's still a very powerful ability. We're just doing something to make sure that it feels less powerful. And with all these characters, you'll probably hear say like little adjustments. That is because this is the 7.12 pre-Worlds patch. Our goal really isn't to shake up the meta so drastically that all the things that players have been playing with are kind of like changed as they go into the tournament setting. So really what we're looking to do is take the really high end top picks, take some of their edge off, make it so that there's a bit more competition for the very high pick ban slots, and just kind of round out the roster for Worlds.
For sure. All right. Next up, we've got Yamoja.
Ooh,
coming up next.
dude,
We're
they're
gonna be
coming for all the
seeing a
OP gods
decrease in the
next.
slow from 30% to 20% on Riptide, and then
Wow.
increasing the cooldown of River's Rebuke, that's a tongue twister, by 10 seconds at all ranks.
Yeah, so Yamoja, I know there's gonna be a lot of feedback from the the social media and the chat, but
Yeah.
we didn't really want to nerf her consecutively back to back. We know that in the casual scene she is really subpar at this point, but contrast that to the pro scene where she is still 100% pick ban. And you know what? I talked to a few of the pro players that enjoy playing her. Some of them are like, yeah, we actually don't know why right now, but the other ones are like, no, actually she is insane. It's like a lot of these different key points, but we wanted to target the things that we think are really going to be the highest level competitive issues. So River's Rebuke, 100 to 110 seconds. We're seeing pro players line this up perpendicular to the lane and really catching a lot more people off. Riptide as well, we think the pro players use this to really great strength, finding gaps in the ultimate and then putting the Riptide right at the end and just bringing people back like a Hercules pull. We wanted these little targeted changes for Yamoja, especially with Worlds coming up, like Pon said. We don't think this should trickle down to the casuals too much.
It's in their contract to
next on
cooperate with
nerf
the
list,
devs,
we've got
ADGJ.
Sobek, and we're going to be seeing a decrease in base damage on Lurking in the Waters.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sobek's really kind of turned into like a character that has been seen in like all levels of ranks in the dual lane. He's one of the most contested characters in like SPL and ranked as a whole right now because of
He is, that is true.
There's people who are more contested than him, but he's very high up there. And so we're just looking to take some of the ult base damage away. This ultimate chunks really, really hard. So the 50 base damage across all
I'm pretty
ranks,
sure
it will
Pon's using his
mostly
headset mic
affect
and he
his
doesn't
level
realize
1,
it.
but it will persist throughout the whole game and just create opportunities where Sobek
Or maybe his
won't quite be able to
webcam.
secure a kill just off
Sobek nerf. Sobek's been very strong for a very, very long time.
Getting someone stuck in it, so a little bit more team play required to get kills.
All right, moving right along. I think this is last up, maybe not last up for nerfs, but maybe for a while. We've got Set up next. God that saw a whole lot of play over the weekend in playoffs. We're going to be making a change to Skewer.
Yes!
Increasing the cooldown.
Yes! I told you, bitches! I told you!
Speaking of gods, what you see a lot in the pro scene right now. Set is kind of just coming and taking over, right?
It literally doesn't even matter. It's 1 second.
And then just bang out of nowhere. You see him play as ADC. You see
Why 1? Why not 2?
He's everywhere.
What the fuck?
He also has such a high skill cap and skill floor. We want to
what the hell, man?
Targeting Skewer for just 1 second is really going to impact him in lane and in the jungle, slowing down his clear. And we think this is going to be a good start. And we'll see after that if we need to get more.
You need to get more. I can tell you right now.
Sure. All right, let's start talking about some buffs. And we've got the Morgan up next. We did it, chat. We did it, Reddit. We're making a change to change. This ability is now going to transfer any jungle buff or consumable potion effects that she has active for the duration of her ultimate. So that Elixir of Speed, you're not going to be losing it anymore in the late game.
Okay, that's good. No,
I
that's
think we
good.
literally saw the Reddit thread about this yesterday, which is funny because we already have all those patch notes together.
You don't run
so
40% CDR on set.
Yeah, this one of those things that just felt bad to lose like the thing that you spent like 3.
It's not a buff. I don't think it's really a buff. It's just like this is how it should have been the whole time.
Too, like when Morgan transforms into the other god, all she does is copy their item in their current build, not really anything else they have equipped. That's also still consistent.
Okay, let me explain this to you because I don't think you guys understand it completely. What this is basically saying is that if a Morgan has sold her boots and got a movement elixir for movement speed or whatever, the movement speed pot, it wouldn't give you like okay, so if you turned into a god that had sold their boots, it gives you that movement speed pot now, so you're not 2 miles per hour. It should have been that way the whole time.
Together, it makes the most sense in my mind because it's really just like.
All right, so next on the list, a similar change. We're Amir. We're going to be making the same change for Ice Wall, and then Terra as well, Crushing Earth. Those 3 abilities will now be able to be placed over walls.
Yeah, most ranged deployables in Smite can be fired over walls. There's times that we don't want to apply this to every single ability in the game. And
I mean,
we're gonna
okay,
be looking at
that's
each
fine.
case specifically. But when we were looking at Zeus, we thought, Ymir and Terra are very similar examples of abilities we would expect to be able to fire over a wall.
That's
and
good,
It
I
feels
guess.
odd, actually, that you can't. There's going to be some different kinds of implications here. So maybe for Zeus, because you can't fire your one over the wall through the walls, maybe this won't be as effective. But for Ymir and Terra, where you're actually creating deployables that block player
Zeus-
collision,
the
that could
Zeus
be a
one
pretty
doesn't
big deal.
matter.
We're pretty excited about this.
The Zeus one doesn't matter.
For sure. Definitely looking forward to it. All right. I'm excited about this next change in particular. We're going to be showing some love to Bologna and some pretty big
Cringe,
buffs
cringe,
here.
cringe,
I'll start
cringe.
off with Master of War. We're going to be increasing the passive duration. And then Shield Bash, Bludgeon, and Scourge. We're increasing the weapon duration for all of those.
Doesn't
And
matter.
then Eagle's Rally. We're now going to be providing magical power to allies as well as physical power if you are standing in the aura.
Okay, that's strong.
Yeah, so lots of few quality of life buffs type changes as well as direct buff changes. Master of War was kind of a shorter duration, and it also didn't match with your weapon timer. So when you pull out like the bludgeon, if you aren't
This
if you
one's
aren't taking
irrelevant.
damage
I
or
mean-
hitting someone, it goes away in 5 seconds. But Master of War lasted 4 seconds. They both now last a consistent 7 seconds. So you kind of use that as a little bit of a metric for when you're shooting.
I mean, this is decent for
We
laning,
also made it
but
so that
like,
the weapon lasts longer, so that you can actually take it from camp to camp or from camp to lane a bit more easily. And now, if you're in the middle of that bludgeon swing that you think is going to kill and get the last hit, and it swaps to the sword at the very last second and doesn't deal enough damage, that no longer occurs. Now it will preserve, even if you're at 7 seconds when you start the swing, it'll wait until the swing resolves. And if you hit someone, it'll stay as the bludgeon. If you don't hit someone, it'll swap back. So just a lot of quality of life for Bologna, just helping her out a little bit there. And then Eagle's Rally finally bringing more team utility rather than just physical god utility.
For sure. All right. Next up on the list, we've got Cthulhu. Quality of life change, maybe a small nerf, depending on how you're feeling, but we're pretty much just doing some changes to make persistent buff and debuff effects more visible when he's in his ultimate form. That way you can see things like thorns a little bit better.
okay, thank God they needed
Yeah,
to
I
do
mean, we
that.
definitely heard what people were saying, that even though you cannot use relics like thorns inside the ultimate, if you proc it beforehand and then go into the ultimate, it's still going to be obscured by his pretty large mesh. We've been working on this kind of a change for a while. It affects
Good.
a lot more things than you'd expect. A lot of the things that are going to be playing off of his waist, his quote-unquote waist in that side, are going to be offset towards the player's camera. So this means it's not going to be offset for everyone in the exact same way. They're going to see it specifically to their camera. And it's only going to be affecting things on his waist. There are other effects that might still be hidden, and we're going to be working on those on a more individual basis, because like I said, this affects a lot more than one might just expect. But for now, thorns will be now more easily seen by
Good,
players
that's really good.
For sure. Definitely open to the feedback. Keep sending that stuff our way, guys, and we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
So we've got another fix coming up for Hell. We're going to be fixing an issue for Stance Attunement where the passive was only increasing healing from abilities and the Fire Giant buff. It should now increase heals from all sources. We also fixed an issue where the healing bonus wasn't properly ramping up over time. And then we fixed an issue where an unintended temporary icon was being displayed on the buff bar.
Yep, with all our healing changes, we're just looking.
What are
for
you
changes
talking
that
about
break that
buffing
healing
hunters?
consistency pass. Hell was one of them with Stance Attunement. It was oddly working on abilities and Fire Giant buff. Unsure why that one in particular, but now it should be healing from all sources the same way that Broadus Cletus would increase healing from all sources.
Okay.
All right, moving along to Loki. Going to be seeing a buff to Flurry Strike here. We're going to be increasing the final strike damage and increasing the final strike scaling. Pon, I'll let you take the floor with Loki.
Why are
Yeah, so Loki, largely we've just been really seeing some cool stuff. We've seen people trying him in Soul Lane, Jungle. He seems to be pretty
Why?
good in both roles, although he's overwhelmingly played in the jungle. And one thing we want to do is make sure that the jungle Loki has a unique strength that it brings, and we felt his clear speed was a little bit low.
Why
And so
are
we
they
wanna make sure that
buffing
Assassin
him?
Loki, the ones where you're building a
He's
hundred
literally
power,
he's
those feel a
perfectly
bit more
fine.
rewarded. And Flurry Strike is one of those abilities that people feel is a little bit underwhelming, considering how long it is to channel. and
His
how,
3 not being
crucial
amazing
it
was the
is.
only thing that's
So we're gonna
stopping
make it
him
more
from being
rewarding.
like
We're
the
gonna
best
increase the base
assassin in the
damage, especially with
game.
Flurry Strike, the final hit, which is mostly used in the jungle role,
The
as well as
hell?
the final strike scaling, which will make it more rewarding when you land that final one. We do hear concerns about the speed of Flurry Strike, but we think that it's important to the core goal of the Loki rework, which was reducing frustration. If that becomes faster, if that becomes difficult to counter, we could be back at square one with Loki, where he's.
I'm
too
glad they
frustrated to
recognize
try to use
that.
people without any feedback. So we're looking at other ways to address that deal versus just speeding it up and making it.
What's up, Loco? How are you, man?
Right.
Not really.
All right,
You do
moving
not
right
have
along.
any
We've got
input.
a buff for tier here and change stance. We're going to be increasing the assault stance power and then increasing the defense stance protections on this ability.
Oh wow, 18
Yeah, it's
protections
playing up
at
the
level
identity of
2.
each stance that you're in. Chain stance is definitely a
Or level
1.1
1.
wonder, so we wanted to make sure it just felt a little bit more relevant each
That's a
time
lot
we
of
do put a
protections
point
at
into
level
it.
1.
You know,
Jeez.
just getting that first point at level 1, at rank 1, you're only getting 10 power and 10 protections. That really doesn't feel like much. We've done a lot of change to tier. We just wanted to keep inching forwards to where he might be a little bit more playable at all ranks.
There we go. All right, next up we've got Sylvanas. Going to be showing some love to some
Yes.
base stats for Sylvanas here. We're going to be increasing his base movement speed, his base attack speed, and attack speeds per level.
Yeah, Sylvanas is just, as base stats were very low.
I don't
his
think
movement
so,
Speed, especially for how
Myers.
big he is, where his feet are covering that, like they feel like they're covering a lot of distance. He was very, very slow, and there's not really any way for his kit to like really help or make up for that too much. As well as attack speed and attack speed per level very low. That's somewhat of a legacy thing given how powerful his wave clear used to be, but it also means that any items that might splash an attack speed here or there they might want to bring for his team, such as maybe a Shogun's Caesarea to help his team out. He was really benefiting negatively from that because it really works off your base attack speed. So these changes should just help him feel a bit
Sylvanas
better overall,
ADC incoming.
move a bit faster, attack a bit faster, and just feel more smooth.
All right, and I was just super excited about that Sylvanas buff. I got ahead of myself. Forgot to talk about Ao Kwang. So we're going to do Dragon's King Sword here. We're going to be decreasing the power-up time, and then we're actually doing a revert to Dragon's Call, increasing the attack damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon King Sword, we got a lot of feedback on that. It's a little bit hard to play around it sometimes, so we're thinking about reducing the passive, the duration, by the cooldown, really,
Not
by
really.
a long time, to make sure that you can get a little bit more
5
opportunity to play
damage
around
on
it.
like
And
how many
Zay
dragons
said,
is
it's
it?
a revert to the
That's
attack
really
damage.
not that much of
We
a
saw him,
change. Like that,
pretty
it's
highly
pretty
prioritized,
irrelevant.
mostly in the ranked scene, not even so much in the SPL, right? We haven't seen him a little bit there, so we wanted to bring the attack damage back a little bit, see if we can, push him a little bit more into the meta, just for a little bit.
Pretty irrelevant.
All right. So we already talked about Sylvanas. Let's move on to Ardeo up next.
Ooh.
Energy Surge or Maul Prey, we're going to be decreasing the mana cost on that ability. Decompose, we're increasing the duration of the debuff as well as Shapeshift.
Yeah, so RTO, especially early on, has heavy mana problems, as a lot of stance pushers do. They have to potentially twice the amount of abilities to fire at the start of the game. We're just reducing this to give her more
up,
opportunity to
Amasa?
actually mess around with like her different
What's up,
abilities
Gasora?
and
How are
different
you, man?
stances, as well as rewarding her more for actually swapping pretty regularly. So Decompose, when you hit, you apply a debuff. That's going to last longer, so you have more opportunities to play around it, as well as Shapeshift the buff.
Myers,
going
it
up to 6
technically
seconds.
already is
Similarly,
on the
you're
first
more
two
aware
if
for
you
actually,
auto,
like,
because it's kind of
constantly
proc on your
swapping
auto.
and using your toolkit.
It's good to hear, Kasora.
All right, let's talk about from bears to bees. Let's talk about Amuz and Cobb. And we're going to be doing a revert to Stinger here, increasing the base damage and also increasing the physical power scaling. What's happening with AMC?
That's a fantastic segue.
Increased base
we're
damage.
just doing a little bit of
Okay,
doing
that's
a
a
little bit of
good
a
that's a
revert
good
to
buff.
some of the previous nerfs before. Stinger,
Increased
we've
physical power
adjusted a lot
scaling.
of different parts
Okay,
of his kits. This all
that's
stems
fine.
back from when the passive.
It's not why the
used to
god's
be able
not
to
that
proc
great,
item
though.
effects. But from there we got some buffs in. He got really into the meta. You saw him all the time. Got some more nerfs, and now we're at a spot where we think we can bring him a little bit more power. Of course, he has very little safety. His hives we think are in a pretty good spot, so we didn't.
His
want to
hives
bring
are
any
in a
more
good spot.
power
It's
there.
his
We think
3
allowing
and
the
his
ultimate
2.
to do a little bit more damage should probably feel fair, especially for AMC who should be.
I think
good
his
at
3
box.
should just slow more.
All right, we've got a couple other hunters lined up here. Apollo up next.
Yeah.
So beautiful. We're going to be increasing the damage on the ability.
Yeah, just a pretty simple buff. We've done a lot for
Okay,
Apollo
this
to
is
help him,
important.
overall
This is a good
use better use
change
of his passive,
because
have a bit more
this will
utility.
make his
I think one
one.
thing that's holding him back just a hair is that So Beautiful is really
This will
just
make his
a
one
damage
full
ability.
clear
It's pretty straightforward.
at level
It helps
8.
with the passive a little bit, but we're going to make that damage portion feel a bit more pronounced, increasing the base damage. His clear should go up, and his opportunities to use this in boxing trade should go up.
This makes his one full clear at level
All right,
8.
and
That's
then
kind of a
last
big
up
deal.
for hunters for the patch, Artemis. Transgressor's Fate. We're going to be increasing the deploy range from 35 units to 40 units.
Just
Artemis
throw
is,
away the
she's doing
ability.
pretty well, but we don't really see her that much in much of the high level scene or in the SPL. We did a lot of board changes, which I think has gone over fantastically. We gave her some slow immunity too. Now we're gonna play with Transgressor's Fate a little bit, which you don't really see that much used, inside of fights. You see some really cheeky plays with your supports or in team fights, but increase the range on it. We want us to be very, very careful because if we think we go too far, this might actually start being pretty OP. So just a slight increase in the quality of life.
I mean, this is a good change.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more gods left for balance this round. Chalk is up next, and Stormcall. We're going to be increasing the damage mitigation that Chalk gains while he's channeling the ability.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, we've
Screw
done
soul
quite a
laners,
few
man. They
buffs
can all
to,
burn.
over time. And one thing that we've largely
This
forgotten
change
is
doesn't
just
actually
increasing his
matter
overall
at
power,
all, I don't
with a little
think.
bit more focus towards the late game. But this one is
Like, this
clearly
god
a
is
more
just
mid to late game
not
focused
that
change.
great. He's okay.
One thing that he struggles with is once he actually gets in a team fight, he doesn't have the same tools or maybe mobility to really survive. But Stormcall could be a major cooldown now to really mitigate a ton of damage in the late game. If you jump into the enemy team and they try and burn you really quickly, you can just Stormcall to react and mitigate a ton of that away. So increasing the mitigation per rank here is just going to give him an extra tool to help him in the area that he largely kind of lacks some strength in, which is that late game team fight, being the front line for your team.
All right, and last up on the list is Opwatch. I know a lot of people have been asking for
Okay.
some Opwatch buffs.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be doing a lot here. So first up, we're going to be fixing an issue where boss monsters could kill his deployed corpses. And then after that, we're just going to be doing a sweeping pass on Undead Surge, Corpse Explosion, and Fleeting Breath, decreasing the mana cost on all three of those abilities.
Yeah, I mean, Upwatch is one of those gods that does extremely well in non-conquest game modes, and while we are okay with certain gods not necessarily being meta or pro viable in conquest, we think Upwatch could get a little bit of love there. We want it to be very specific on where we touch him. We don't think his damage necessarily needs that much of a change, but his mana cost, while he's a combo mage, and in conquest, you go through a lot of mana, so we think decreasing it across the board is going to help him a lot, and we are also going to keep a closer eye on him with potentially bigger changes into Season 8.
For sure. All right.
It's one of his
that
biggest
wraps it up
issues,
for balance
Myers.
for season 8. For season 7, guys. 7/12. That's going to be coming live on December 15th, and all of that balance will be headed into the World Championships. Good job, guys.
Yeah, we got through a
definitely been
year.
an awesome year, but we did it. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the awesome skins that are coming out in 7/12. We got a couple that we want to talk about before we start talking about Danzaburou. So first up, we've got the Righteous Paladin chest that's going to be featuring Radiant Heroine Bologna, and this is definitely in the theme of some of our past kind of like magical girl skins, but she's a little bit more fierce and she's got some armor going on.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
So cool. I just love like the crazy like.
Cause they're gonna have to nerf
That's-
your CD to be
that's
like
just-
I
2
know,
seconds.
right? I feel so bad.
And they're gonna
for
have to nerf
everybody
the
that just got
3. There's the
launched,
only way
like,
the
by
god
that
is
strike.
shit
Minions
or
again.
balance.
Poor
I
minions,
know,
dude.
right? There we go. And this one's definitely looking sick. Oh, I love
That's
that
pretty cool.
sword. And
Look at
the
those
wings
wings.
are awesome too.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
false.
awesome.
It will be.
Armor's looking
I
crisp.
gotta
Let's
imagine
go
the
ahead and take a
effects on
listen
that
to
skin
the
are gonna be
voice
really
back.
cool.
Darkness has reigned over this world for too long. Allow me to be the beacon of light that illuminates it.
There we go. That is Radiant Heroine Bologna. Next up on the list, we've got the Mystic Shaman chest, and this one is going to feature Saurian Conjurer Opwatch. And this is definitely a skin theme that Opwatch doesn't necessarily have, and I don't think we've done anything like this
What?
before, where it's just a true Mystic Shaman, but he's also kind of transformed himself into a lizard. And I'm loving, I guess those are the corpses in the background. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's gotta be
And
right.
probably
I
the
absolutely love
ultimate.
this skin.
Oh,
It's the
yeah,
ultimate.
that
It's
makes
got,
sense.
Like the corpse minions going outwards. I think the skin is fantastic. I'm super excited when we take like a base god and really change their theme. Like this could be a whole different lizard
Yeah.
god himself. I think this is awesome.
Oh,
This
for
is
sure. Yeah, I'm
awesome,
definitely looking
dude.
forward to seeing how this model looks. And
Dude!
all the details. Oh, look at the details that we've done to like the face too, to kind of give the reptilian vibe, and I'm loving the headdress as well. Super
Yeah,
proud.
Opwatch
It's
is,
an
like, kinda
Argonian from
like
Skyrim.
posture
This
and,
is like an
twitches,
an
you can
Argonian.
feel, like correct on this.
Perfect.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
Only through true
Okay, good.
knowledge can you
The voice
achieve
back could have
power.
ruined it.
Sick. Love it.
What's up,
I
Nehu?
know, right? This is awesome. Well, that's all the skins that we have to talk about right now. We definitely have a lot more coming up towards this, but it is time to talk about Danzaburou, the legendary Tanuki, the next god coming to Smite. We'll be right back on the other side of this break.
Break. No breaks, man. Oh, look, it's late. Gonna snipe you next patch and only play Outwatch. Alright, dude. I'm just gonna play Heimdall. And just fucking yeet you in
Who
the
are
air.
you?
I am a humble sake merchant.
Beat it.
My king, I have many a tale of how my spirit...
I got all the sake I need.
Okay. If you insist, this sake is reserved for the gods.
Wait, I am a god. Proceed.
It's better for them to release gods strong because they get more data analysis on them.
The gods were captivated by it. They couldn't resist. After one drink, they were singing my praises. They endlessly searched for me. For repeat business, of course. Once they found me, the scene erupted in celebration. And we all had such a blast. I remember Bacchus even told me that he never...
Merchant, you have a deal. I'll take your 10 cases. No.
Late?
Make it 20.
Excellent. Enjoy.
What the shell?
What the shell?
That thief! Cretin!
Welcome back, everybody. And how about
Dude,
that
I love
trailer?
Clumsy.
Just so
He loves
fun.
his
I'm
job so
definitely
much. It's so
super
great.
stoked to start talking about this legendary Tanuki. Such a trickster, such a playful guy. Let's go ahead and get right into it and talk about Danzaburou. Who is he? What's his lore? And what was our kind of strategy or direction going into this, guys?
Oh, Clumsy, you might be muted.
You might be muted, Clumsy.
Wanted to, just make sure it wasn't just Pod, right? Just get
There we go.
right,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Solidarity. Danzaburou, well, he's a Bake Tanuki, which is like a Tanuki, but a more supernatural version. And there's a few of them in Japan, or the stories, of course. And Danzaburou himself, he's the leader and supreme commander of the Sado Islands Tanukis. And the Tanukis in general, and Danzaburou, and all the Bake Tanuki, they're very trickery. They're tricksters by heart. They're very playful. They're not really evil in nature or anything. His reputation in Danzaburou is not really all that bad. There's lots of different fun little stories, and it's really, when looking into Danzaburou, we're just taking all those stories and all those fun tricks that he played on people in the stories, and really wanted to play up on that. So some of my favorite ones, which are just so absurd, and the ones that I talked in the different brainstorm meetings, like Bake Tanuki in general, not just Danzaburou. I mean, there's stories of how they would hide in a bridge and people would walk over the bridge, and then just when they reach the other side, they just find out that their hair is shaven, like just gone. Like that's it. Or other stories.
Dude, look at his ass, bro. He's so cute.
Like yokai.
What the fuck?
Stuff going on too. Another story is where the Tanuki would disguise himself as a wine bottle, and when people would try and pick up the wine bottle, he'd just start rolling away.
Look at his little bro. Look at his little fuck. Look at his little gun.
They're playful, and they're not always evil. Sometimes you can find out that they're there to help. And we're gonna find out in Smite, right, that his story is not really one of strife. In fact, there's so much
Dude, look at him
going on right now that he's there to kind of.
He's like Rocket, but like ancient Chinese Rocket.
Oh my goodness, this is definitely what everybody needed right now in Smite with Cthulhu going on. And
Nehu, don't spoil anything. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Playful trickster god to kind of close out the season, and he is looking absolutely phenomenal.
He has the gas.
I believe we're just about ready.
Look at his nuts, dude. They put the pots on front, but we all know it's because they wanted to show his nuts.
I took a quick look in PTS this morning, and
dude, look at this guy,
man. On the floor and let him do the thing before we start getting into details.
Yeah, go ahead. Off everything.
Do the stuff.
What?
Nice.
What? What? Dude, what? Hello?
Oh my goodness. It looks so good.
Hello? What?
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off and talk about Danzaburou's.
Yeah, game audio might not be working, but we've got the visuals for now.
Oh, come on.
If you want to hop back, I might be able to try and fix this.
Yeah, let's if you want to come back to cameras, Pon is looking to it. But as you guys saw,
all this remote stuff is really complicated with all this stuff, so I understand.
So before we going game. So the passive is Dubious Savings, and Clumsy,
Yep.
I'll let you take it away here.
Yeah,
I
so
also think we should be good
Dubious-
in game now in audio.
Excellent. Dubious Savings, every time Danzaburou gets gold, other than from the natural spooling of the game mode, 10% of that gold gets stored into one of his money pouches, which you can see in like the passive meter. There's up to 4 pouches, and anytime he's filled up to a certain max amount, so for example, the first pouch filled at 300 gold, he gets an extra burst of gold, obviously giving you more than what you've invested, as well as permanent power. You got your 4 different money pouches to fill up throughout the game.
That's so. Those autos look cool.
Definitely loving this. And this is something that we've never done before, with kind of a quest mechanic for earning gold and getting bonus gold off of that. Super cool. Let's talk about gold. Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about gold, but Fool's Gold this go around and his ability 1. What's going on with Fool's Gold?
The hell?
So with Fool's Gold, Danzaburou doesn't just have 1 money bag, but he's got 3 that he fires outwards. 1 in a straight line and 2 slightly at an angle. These money bags, they pass through and damage minions, and they stop on the first god. They also ricochet up to 2 times, and once they finally reach their max destination, they stop and they start exploding into a bomb. They start ticking away. They have like a 1-second timer before they blow up in an explosion. If any of these money bags actually hits a god, they also drop a money coin that Danzaburou or his ally gods can pick up to gain golds, like just straight up into Danzaburou's inventory. So be note there that if you're the support for Danzaburou or his friend, if you pick up that gold, you're giving it to Danza. You're not getting it yourself, unfortunately.
He's tricking his teammates and the enemies all in one go, just to kind of earn that gold. I'm loving the theme so far. How he just plays off of, he's just a humble merchant.
That is
like
so cool.
He's just here to get his gold, but he's also here to trick people. But another thing that he is all about is his sake and his alluring spirits. What's going on with ability 2?
So with ability 2, Alluring Spirits, Danzaburou takes a quick swig of a sake bottle. He gains a little bit of health before he throws it out, and once he throws it out, it deals damage in that inner circle, and then in the outer circle, it starts slowing enemy gods. And it slows up to 3 times, and if it hits that 3 stacks, then it'll actually taunt the god towards the sake bottle. Now you can see that the sake bottle has pips. If it gets killed by the god that attacks it, or anyone else on that team, it will be destroyed early. Also, if the enemy gods that are taunted in the taunt CC get hit their maximum amount of health, they will be broken out of the effect early. So you can't just 100 to 0 someone that's being taunted.
Right. Yeah, and I think a note that I'm seeing here is that taunt is it's got no DR on it, so it's a pretty strong taunt on the sake.
1 second taunt with no DR. That's right.
I mean, that's a decent ability.
Looking good here. I'm loving the vibes here. So we've talked about Fool's Gold. We've talked about sake. We got to talk about the tricks. What's happening with Tanuki Trickery and the leaves that we kind of teased last week?
So yeah, but quick preamble on this one. There were so many fun
diminishing returns deployed.
DR is we couldn't obviously.
DR is diminishing returns, which means the more CC you're hit by, the less affected you are by it. It's like if you get taunted and stunned in a row, and then you get mez, the mez will be shorter. It's so people can't chain. It's so people can't change CC and
enemies
just
inside that area are slowed, and he also gets that haste
kill
down
everybody
so
because they chained them CC for like 6 seconds.
Now the thing is if he leaves this field early before it expires, he turns into a leaf among other leaves that mimic his exact movement. So you can see there's a big poof of effects, and then he has all these other decoy leaves, and this is what we tease, which is like kind of a stealth, but not really, because enemies can see this. Now there's a green glow around which one Danzaburou is for himself and his allies, but enemies will not be able to tell that. They will just see any one of these leaves. There's a very short window where Danzaburou is not going to transform out of the leaf if he's attacked, but after that window, we're talking about like 0.5 seconds, any attack from enemies or from if Danzaburou himself attacks, he'll revert back to his normal state.
What?
That's super awesome. I'm loving the kind of take on. It's not quite stealth, but it's still got some illusion there, some trickery.
That is so
I'm
cool,
loving the
bro.
effects on this ability as well, and the audio, the music. I'm loving how we got some of the traditional.
This is such a
Japanese
unique god, dude.
As kind of audio cues for all of these abilities.
The sound design is
great so far.
The effects are sick. The anime, like all the teams together, have come so awesome. I know we usually reserve that praise towards the end, but I wanted to say that specifically now.
Oh, for sure. All right, let's talk about the final bang, the blast, the uproarious rocket. What's happening with this ultimate ability?
All right, uproarious rocket. Well, Danzaburou, using that leaf magic, he summons a magical leaf, and then he turns it into a bamboo rocket. And while he's preparing, you can aim only within 180 degrees during the pre-fire. And once you fire, well, you can just fire it like a normal projectile. Bang! He can fire it, it'll lock onto gods. It'll also collide with walls once it is locked on. So it is pretty easy to dodge if you got like a movement ability. But it will go a very far distance when it has locked on. If that's not the range that you see in
Wait, it
Stalker, that's
locks
only the lock-on
on?
range. But inside the pre-fire, while he's using, while he's transforming the leaf, you can press the ability again. And please remember to do this because I know there's a lot of like tricks and like people who forgot this with Merlin, but you can press the ability again to become the rocket. You'll see the targeter change from the rectangle to a line, and you can charge and steer the rocket yourself. If the rocket in any of these forms hits an enemy directly, it'll stun them if they're gods, and deal 50% damage in the air.
That's so cool. Sorry, I can't get over this. This
No,
is so
it's
awesome.
so much
He's just
fun.
going around. Oh, this is awesome. And is Danzaburou targetable while he's the rocket?
Danzaburou is damage immune while in the rocket state, but as soon as he's out of it, he's very much vulnerable.
This is definitely awesome. I can't wait to just like fire this in duo lane and like go all the way to red buff.
It's like Hachio on crack.
Engage that's happening. That's
It goes pretty fast. It goes pretty far, and I know we're gonna get into like his playstyle and stuff in a minute, but I want to let people be aware that this ability, while it looks strong on paper, it's
Okay,
also,
you
it's
definitely
very
max
easy
the
to
money
dodge and
bags
get
for
away from.
clear.
The rocket in either the projectile form or if he's charging can collide with walls and can be body blocked, right? And it's a full 1.5 second pre-fire time. So
Okay, so it does more
wanna
damage to the
gank
person than a
he's
hit than it
actually
does in the
pretty susceptible
AoE.
to ganks. You just body block the rocket, and he's not going anywhere. So when you're Danzaburou, be very careful when you're using this ability. It's not the easiest to use in the middle of combat, and especially in the jungle where you're probably not going to get the lock on. You might need to use this offensively in late game team fights.
For sure. Well, yeah, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but how are you guys feeling about his playstyle? I know in the closer look we said, traditional hunter in the dual lane maybe can flex in the mid, but other than that, where do you guys think that he's going to land, and how are you building him? How are you playing him?
Ooh, that's an important one. I think he is definitely a traditional hunter. I think he'll be best played in the ADC alongside other supports. If he's got a strong aggressive support with him, he actually dominates pretty well in the early game. Late game, with his deployable-based nature, it's a little bit hard to pull off some of his abilities, especially his ultimate in the jungle. But I
don't think
you're
so,
a hunter,
Venom.
so you just hit that left clicks, and if you've got a good build, then he'll definitely be shredding enemies. And so, speaking about builds, like you said, while we know that the bow builds and the attack speed build is extremely meta, and it does work well on hunters, including Danzaburou, we have found a lot of success going Transcendence and high power on his abilities. So definitely give that a try. Maybe flex him at Atlantic Pro. But I mean, Season 8's coming up soon, so I'm sure that'll shake things up.
I know, right? Definitely.
Def ability based.
Well, this is
I just think
the
that
final god of Season 7, and we've kind of gone through all of his kit and kind of some playstyle recommendations. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say about
is it his ult that has
Danzaburou before we
100%
start looking at
Nehu?
three colors?
I think this character is just a mid
I think
laner.
the biggest thing for me is just like playing this, like that 3 ability. The amount of times we have just hard juked and confused the entire playtest has been really high. You can do some really clever, flashy stuff with this. It's really cool. My favorite ability.
Yeah. Pon has definitely done some really fun stuff with this one because like he'll 5-head this one, right?
Holy shit, Nehu, really?
Believe in where they're going and aim it towards a place where he wants enemies to think he's going, rather than just focusing on where he is. Because if you're playing and you're just playing as the leaf and you just hug the wall, well, players know it's going to be you, but you got to pretend to be the other decoys. That's the next level.
Right? Yeah. I'm definitely looking
Super
forward to seeing
unsafe?
some 200 IQ plays with the Leafs coming up.
Not any less safe than
All
Raw.
right, well, that's a wrap for Danzaburou, but let's go ahead and start looking at some of the recolors that we've got for him coming up. You've got Bake
Ravana
Tanuki,
farms like every mage.
Danzaburou coming up first. This is the standard
look at
recolor that you'll be able to get with, gems in favor. I love the reds, and this card art is awesome. I love the
Has
right
heal
ball with
prods?
the winky face and the oh no, you're gonna eat me.
I actually haven't seen this
is
one.
awesome.
This one's amazing.
Yeah, this is great, and I believe we'll be able to see just a turnaround video and also be able to listen to the voice pack. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
That is not what I was expecting.
Are your subtitles not turned on?
So much
Oh, man.
character. I'm loving this. And also, we noted in the closer look that we did get a Japanese voice actor that's currently living in
that's
Japan. And it just comes off super great.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead, Clumsy.
No, I was gonna say he's a native Japanese voice actor. Dai Tabuchi, I believe his name. He did a fantastic job, and we love the sound and the character that he brought to Danzaburou.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Ascended Danzaburou. This is your 2020 Season Pass recolor. If you've picked up that pass, this card art is so great. Sorry, that just caught me
The
off guard.
taunt's not very strong,
You'll
though,
get this
Brooklyn.
limited recolor, and this card art is
What's up, Athena?
really, really great. If you guys are into Japanese yokai at all, you'll probably see some familiar faces
Yeah, he
in the
does, Ambu.
background of all the different yokai. A lot of
frog in
well-known
front.
ones in the background. Yep, the frog in front.
I think the first time we saw this card art, we looked at it for like 10 minutes, and then we kept realizing, oh man, there's a whole other thing there. Oh, there's another thing over there. Like it's just chock full of stuff. So cool.
I know there's so much going on, and Danzaburou just on top with the sake, just leading the charge in the parade procession. This one is so good. But we've got another voice line to share with you guys. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yeah, you're right, Nate.
Really going to make me get up and have to fight, huh? Mendokusai.
So great. I just love his like personality. Easygoing. Why am I even here? But I guess I'll hang out for a little bit. It's great. And we've
It
also
just depends
got
on his
mastery
clear
skins.
bridges.
We'll launch Danzaburou with all of his mastery skins.
If he has good clear, he can be
Gold,
good into
legendary,
Cupid.
and diamond. I believe we have the card art here. We don't have the turnaround videos, but they'll be available.
Oh,
for
but
you guys
PTS is
to
instant?
check out in PTS.
Okay.
But I love this card art too, and it's definitely playing off the
Wow.
gold for the gold skin.
Yeah, that's a good point. I love it.
This one is looking great. Well, that is a wrap for Danzaburou, but that is not the end of the show. We still have a ton of stuff to go over. So
Oh, yeah.
I want to kick things off, and let's start talking about the new event that's coming out in Smite and 7/12, the Smite Friends event. Now, it is getting towards the holiday season, and 'tis the season for giving. So this is going to be a brand new event that's coming out to you guys.
All right,
We
B.
want to be able to get a bunch of awesome skins, but also get free rewards that you can gift to other people on your friends list or in the end of match lobby if you think they did a good job. So the way it works is if you buy a bundle, you'll get a couple skins, but you'll also get a token to give a free gift to somebody. And we've got a bunch of awesome skins that we want to show off. And we're going to kick things off with the bundle 1 that's coming out on December 15th with Molten Destroyer Cthulhu. I know it's been a long time coming. We made some changes to the schedule. A lot of people have been asking, when's the Cthulhu skin coming out? We're
That
happy to
is
show you guys
sick.
that it is finally here. We're going to go in game a little bit later and show this off to you guys as well. But I'm loving the lava vibes. What do you think, Clumsy?
This is spectacular. I know a lot of people were asking when the real Cthulhu skin's coming out, and I mean, I wanted to see it too, and this does it justice. This is awesome.
It's pretty awesome
Yeah,
skin.
this is great, and I believe we'll have the turnaround video to show you guys some more detail on the model before we
Ult.
go in game. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack.
Ult.
I shall rain tectonic
Ult.
destruction upon our enemies.
There we go. I'm loving the rocks, the deep oranges and reds, and I believe Pawn is just about ready to show us off in game here.
Yep.
There we go. I just cannot get over
The
how
2 is going to be
crazy
sick.
Cthulhu's model is, and the effects are awesome. I'm loving the flames. This is
Yep.
sick.
So I mean, when you're playing this skin, you just gotta go full damage, right? Because this guy's just gonna burn you
Oh,
apart.
for sure, right? Yeah. You got to bring the heat.
There you go. Ooh, yeah, this is looking so cool. Oh, man.
my goodness, and the ultimate, that is sick.
Oh,
Straight out of a
lava.
volcano.
That feels so cool, those abilities.
Definitely loving all the effects and stuff on this one. The details on like the lava on the ultimate one.
Yo, what's up, Jamal?
Crazy.
So when the
That's
patch
what
goes
I'm
live,
thinking.
I'll get
So
skin
cool, the
codes and
trails.
remind me that day, okay? When the patch goes
Alright.
live.
Well, this is Molten Destroyer Cthulhu headed you guys' way in the Smite Friends event, but we've also got another skin in this bundle, Danzaburou. And no, I just didn't say his name twice. I said the name of the skin because he is definitely a Don. Look at this man
Oh
suited
my
up and booted
gosh.
up, ready to do a
Look at
heist.
that.
This
That is
crazy.
awesome.
And we don't normally ship gods and skins in the same patch, but like I said earlier, we made some some updates to the schedule, and we were able to do it for this one. And I am super excited about it. This one looks great, and I can't wait to check out the model. What do you think, Pon?
Oh my gosh! The first person to guess what the actual leaf is in the skin instead gets a cookie.
Yeah,
It's so
we'll be
good.
looking.
It's a
my
wad
goodness,
of cash.
so
It's a
good.
wad of cash.
I know.
100%.
Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack before we go in game and check it out.
New York has never seen a more villainous mobster. Show some respect.
Oh, this is so great.
It's
And
a wad of
I cannot
cash.
wait for this skin and the Kuzenbo skin duo lane
Oh
to
my
pop
gosh.
off. This is just so great. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in game. Pawn is ready.
The one is gonna
Oh,
look
this
sick
one
too.
looks so
Already know
dope.
it.
Got the basic attacks, the tiny little rockets, the money bags.
Yep.
This is great. Got the coin
One
there.
gold coin. Some things are obviously still a work in progress. Like I know we're missing some sounds, but that'll be in for you soon.
For sure. There we go. All right, let's look at it. Oh man, I love the
Checkerboard
checkered.
pattern.
It's just a dollar bill.
Oh, the money, the
That is
dollar bill.
hilarious.
Dollar bills, yo.
It's so
Oh,
good.
that's so
I
great.
love this.
That is awesome. All right, take a look at the. I wonder what the ultimate is. Oh my
it's got a
gosh.
top hat.
It's got a top hat. That's awesome.
That's too good. I love this skin. This
Oh,
skin's
this
great.
is amazing. I can't get over this. This is so great. Like I said, I love the pinstripe soup. I love the mobster vibes. Danzaburou just has the perfect attitude for a skin like this.
Yep.
And it definitely translated super well. Well, that is the first bundle in the Smite Friends event that is coming out on December 15th. Let's talk about bundle 2 that's coming out on December 29th. The first skin that is coming up for this one is Malware Monarch Persephone. And this one is definitely super awesome. Got the sci-fi vibes. What do you think, Clumsy?
I'm really excited. I got a chance to play this one in a test, and like the effects on this
Dude.
one are it's just awesome. I love
This
the robotic
looks
skins and what we can do with them,
awesome.
but this one definitely took it to another level.
Yeah, for sure. And
Why
lots of
does
interesting
Hi-Res
sci-fi
make the
settings
best
and stuff
skins of
incorporated into
any
this kit. I got
game
a note from,
developer
our
ever?
audio department, my man Kellen, doing God's work with all the audio and stuff that's coming out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the model. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love the oranges. This one turned out
Yeah.
really, really great.
Yeah, it's like a more futuristic version of like the Biohacker Collie. Like it's the more futuristic 100 years.
Oh
in the
yeah,
future
that makes
version.
sense. Yeah, for sure.
You're trolling
All
me,
right,
Jay
well, let's go
Turner.
ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Malware Monarch Persephone.
Why let your body be a boundary when it can be limitless potential instead?
Nice. I'm loving the filters on that voice pack as well. All right, next up in bundle 2 of Smite Friends, we've got World Tour Nemesis. So we've got the music vibes coming out. Nemesis is definitely a rock star. And as we get the card art ready here, I love this. This is awesome. I like the
I mean,
the
nothing better than
shades,
like the weapon.
Yes,
Yeah,
Gavin.
that's awesome. It's like that the guitar going, the sharp edges.
This is so cool, man.
The
They have so
shutter
many good
shades,
skins coming out.
are awesome.
Yep.
And I believe we'll have the model turn around here to show off, but the details in the outfit and the card definitely look sick. And I'm loving.
She
the
has so many
wings, got the
skins
translucent
that are so
effects going
good.
on. This one's great. What do you think?
Look at those wings.
I mean,
They're
just swinging
they're
around that
cool,
guitar
Gavin.
ring
They're
as a
really
weapon,
cool.
That's just the coolest like thing ever. I wonder what it's gonna like look like when you
I
use like
know.
the Final Judgment.
It's his
Oh,
nemesis,
yeah, that
Lawler.
makes sense. I'm definitely looking.
I can
forward to
just
that
tell
one.
by her
Let's go ahead and
stance.
Take a listen to the voice pack for World Tour Nemesis.
Yep, nemesis.
Who's ready to rock and roll?
I am definitely ready to rock and roll whenever this skin comes out. This one is looking super cool. And the last bundle in Smite Friends that we want to show off, we've got Zero Gravity Nike. This one's actually going to be available on January 12th.
No Nike
and,
November.
Nike is definitely taking the victory to outer space. And she's got the spacesuit going. Clumsy, what do you think?
She's got the little space cat ears too. It's adorable. This is gonna be
Dude,
looking awesome while
what?
smashing her foes. I like that a lot.
Yeah, this one's sick. I love the
Yeah, she
weapon.
definitely
I
has, like,
believe we'll
a-
probably...
Oh my! It's got a
Oh,
little
that's
cat face on
awesome.
it.
Oh,
Wait a
yeah.
second.
That is
Makes way
great.
more
That
sense
is
now.
amazing.
Yep.
Oh,
Even
I
the
love
There's
that.
a few cat things on there.
Yeah.
And her personality is kind of like that of like a zero gravity champion brawler.
Oh,
It's really
I
fun.
love this. That's so cool.
That's amazing. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Zero Gravity.
Show us these
Nike.
abilities. I already know that her 3 she
Get ready,
jetpacks.
everyone. The 3x Zero Gravity Champion is ready for another belt.
That's
time. Let's
amazing.
go.
The
Three
three
time.
time. Let's get it.
She's the 3-time,
All
not the
right, and then
2-time.
the last skin in bundle 3 of Smite Friends, we've got Witching Hour Freya. So a little bit on the spookier vibes here, Halloween past, but a lot of people like to celebrate Halloween all year because it is just so cool. But I'm loving the
Okay.
fantasy fairy tale vibes here.
I want to see
What do
the
you guys think?
abilities.
I'm just happy to see Freya get some more skins with like the high magical fantasy elements in them. Like I think this one's just gonna feel really cool to play. Even if you are a mage ADC, you'll feel a bit more like a mage with this.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense. I love the staff, and it's got like the butterfly wings there, and I believe her cape has got some of the butterfly elements there as well. And even a little
Okay, that staff
nod
is
in the
kind of
hat.
sick. I'm not
This
even
one is
gonna
definitely
lie.
looking great. Oh, the socks are on point. AJ would be impressed. That's super dope. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the
weapon's so
voice pack
cool.
for Witching Hour Freya.
Let's see what kind of mischief we can brew up today.
I think the wings are only in her ult, Chip.
For sure. And like Pon was saying, that weapon is awesome. I like
I
how
was
it
been
resembles
staring
a
at that.
sword. The energy,
Uh-huh.
it resembles like a sharp sword.
It's like a
That'll
scepter
definitely come into
saber.
play. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, and then the final reward that we're gonna go in game and show off for the Smite Friends event is Phoenix Fury Kukul Khan, and this one is so dope. I can't wait to go in game and show this off. because I know
He
the
has so
animation
many
team
good
has
skins
had
that
a
it's
lot
just
of
like,
stuff they
oh,
wanted to
okay,
call out
cool.
here.
You know
This
what I'm
is great.
saying?
Reborn from Serpent of the Nine Winds into a Phoenix. I'm loving the details here. And I can't wait to see the model. This will be available on December 15th because, like all of our events now, you can buy all to get all of the rewards up front and then just automatically unlock stuff as things come out. But this model looks great. I love the fire effects.
If this was a Phoenix we had to siege in like Conquest, I wouldn't siege the base. I'd dip
Yeah,
out.
I know, right? I would be like, everybody get Emperor's armor, please. And I am not going in radius because that is scary. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one before we go in game.
Dude, this dragon's
Only
packing.
together
His dick
can
is
we
almost hitting the
prevail
ground.
in the face of darkness.
All right, just about ready to go in game here. Can't wait to look at some of the effects here on the abilities. And I believe we've got some notes from the animation team. We've got some custom animations on this one that we'll show off in a little bit. The one looks great.
That two's pretty
Material on the
sick.
wings is
How the
so cool.
fire
I love
is.
this a lot.
There we go.
That's pretty sick,
what I
Nado.
wanted to see. Oh, I love the flames at the base of the tornado there.
Show us the ult.
That looks so sick. All right, ultimate
it's me,
ability
Pop.
here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's
that
one of
looks
those custom
completely
animations.
different.
Oh, that's awesome.
The little
Oh,
spin he
that
does is pretty
great.
sick.
Wait, can you do it? Yeah. Okay, I love the animation. Yeah, on the ulti there, because he's like turning. He's like being reborn in that ulti. That's so cool. He's like kind of
yeah,
becomes
he's
a
a bit
fiery egg
slower.
for a moment. Oh, that's
Come on,
awesome.
hook us-
Right there.
hooking us
That's
up with the
so
slow mo.
cool.
There we go. That's awesome. And I believe I've got a note here that this skin actually has a brand new recall animation.
Let's see. Swoops. Oh, it fades. It like fades out at the very end. It's
that's
like,
so
wow.
cool.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that until the very end. That's awesome. And then also, this skin will have custom victory and defeat screens animations as well. Won't be able to show those off now because we're in game, but you guys can look forward to that when this update comes out. But this skin turned out absolutely amazing. It's the final reward in Smite Friends, like I said, and you guys can get this when the patch drops on December 15th.
Cool, and I'll buff him.
Awesome.
Upon going through, showing off some of the abilities there one last time. All right, well, that wraps it up for the Smite Friends event. Let's talk about some of the other skins that are coming up, some of the later weeks in the 7.12 update. And we'll kick
Even
things off
more.
with Space Cadet Vulcan. I know, like I said, we had a ton of skins at the top of the show, guys. We're going to keep
Please
going
tell me his
here.
ult's a
We got
rocket.
Space Cadet Vulcan up next. He is in the retro space chest, and I love
Dude.
the vibes. This is like an 80s
Why is he
like,
better looking than me?
cartoon or like TV show with the
Oh my
aliens in the
God.
background.
The outfit, the
Lots
puffy
of
arms,
fun.
it's so cool.
I know, it's so
Awesome.
retro.
He looks like a superhero.
I definitely
Looks like
wanna
he could
see
be
the
my
model
dad.
here. And look, he's got the hair. Vulcan normally doesn't
The
have the
hair.
hair, but he's looking dapper. He's looking good. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
Interstellar Command? I'm not reading you. Looks like we'll be doing this my way.
This is
Oh,
spot
that's
on.
so good. I love
I
the
love the little
filters and stuff
blaster.
on the voice. Oh, the blaster is sick on his little leg band there.
Yeah.
I love the rocket hammer as well. All right, next up.
What's up, Logan?
You guys know I love the mech skins. We got Living Alloy Jormungandr, and you guys give me a hard time all the time, but you guys cannot say that this isn't dope. Like, look at this skin. This is so clean.
Oh my god!
Just like in the
Dude,
same
those poor
vein as,
knights are on horseback.
Yeah,
I know. Like, first of all, how did he even get there? What field is this? This is crazy.
What's going on?
He traverses through time. Yeah. He looks sick.
This is crazy. Well, the world surfing through time and space.
Exactly.
The model looks so crazy. Oh, that's awesome. And this color scheme, like the light blue, orange, the lightning. This one turned out super dope. And this is my new favorite Jormungandr skin. Auto equip whenever I play him. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice back for this one.
World shall become their tomb.
That sounds like Parthenax from Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Just what I like to hear. This one is looking so cool. I cannot wait to play with this one. And speaking of something else that I cannot wait for, we've got the Smite World Championships coming up January 4th through the 10th. Placement rounds, high-risk showcase, all of that jazz. So we've got a special reward that you guys will be able to earn for free just by watching the World Championships through our Twitch drops. We've got SWC Champion Chang'e, and this one is going to be available, like I said, as a Twitch drop during the World Championships. She's got a corgi here, and she is ready to get down for esports. So is that little corgi. This one turned out so great, and we're actually going to show this one off in game just because it's super cool. You guys will be able to earn it completely for free. We'll have more details on all of our Twitch drops that are going to be happening over the weekend in a few weeks as we get closer to the event. But we definitely wanted to give you guys
that dog. I'd punt it a million
that corgi
feet.
is so cute. Oh my
I've got to
goodness.
assume it's not just the corgi speaking for Chang'e, right?
I'll fucking.
Oh, for sure. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack before we go in game and show this off.
Rez and I are so hyped!
Let's get this W!
Oh, that's awesome. I love how the dog's name is Rez. Yeah, that's awesome. There we go.
Little dog running around. So cute.
I'm loving the swag. She's
okay,
got
it
the
is pretty
SWC
cute.
Swag, the jacket
it is pretty cute.
Dope,
I'm not gonna
hat,
lie.
and she's got the
hammer is honestly
hammer,
the coolest part of this game.
Championship trophy as her weapon there. And I've got a note here that they did some
pretty cool.
really cool stuff incorporating Chang'e's music to make it feel like you're at an event, and you've got the EDM music cranking, ready for the World Championships to start. Oh, that's great. Oh, I didn't even notice. She's got the Titan Forge symbol underneath there as she's walking around. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm loving the effects on this one as well.
I play Chang'e so much, so I'm really excited.
Can you do me a favor and like buy something? I just want to see the little corgi like scutter away.
You know, Chang'e's a jungler, so Assassin's Blessing.
There you go.
Later. He's going.
So cute. Oh my goodness, that is great. Definitely looking forward to this, and who knows? Maybe we'll see some Chang'e jungle at SWC. She's been seeing a little bit of play in the pro league.
Oh, because he's a Hell main or a Chang'e main.
Yeah, the health buff recently did a lot.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh,
hurry back, you little dog!
Oh, did he get stuck? There we go. We gotta wait for it.
Eyes good.
Let him get proper. There.
Oh, there you go. That is awesome. Absolutely amazing. SWC Chang'e is going to be available as a free Twitch drop during the Smart World Championships. We hope that you guys will tune in and watch with us to earn this awesome reward. But we've got just a few more skins. Like I said, we've got a ton to show off before we close the show today, guys. We're going to start talking about some of the stuff that's coming up in the later half of the 7.12 update. And we've got first up Thunderfang Thor. And this one is looking great. I know AJ said we got to work with a concept artist that he's
Dude, why are all these skins so good, man? I don't have the money for them.
And he's got that axe instead of the hammer. What do you guys think?
That's incredible. Incredible. Oh, I love
looking sick. I can't wait to take a look at the model here because I know we put in a lot of work on the details. Oh, that looks great. Oh, the armor is awesome.
Yeah, I love like how the armor has like fur parts and like little like teeth bones.
Yeah.
Right. I love how it's asymmetrical too, and one shoulder pad is kind of a lot larger and got a lot more detail on it than the other. It really pops out to me. This one's looking great, and I love the lightning effects around the axe as well. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack.
This is my persona.
Strike first, strike true, and never yield in battle.
This is my persona.
This one's definitely looking clean. This is going to be available in the Fighter Beast chest in January during the 7.12 update. And last but not least, before we close out the show, guys, probably my favorite skin of the patch, and we teased it out on social media a little bit earlier, but we've got Rogue Android Izanami. And this is a new theme that we're doing. It's futuristic, sci-fi, but it's still got some of the traditional Japanese elements in it.
He's really cool, Goober.
So cool, so
spine
clean.
you see inside there?
Yes, you can see
That's
through.
terrifying, man.
This is amazing, though. And this card art is beautiful. Sorry, Pon, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the skin is incredible. Like, especially like you'll see in game, like the style, like the clothing is just also really cool.
Yeah, this one is looking so.
I played some
cool.
ranked
I
off
cannot
stream
wait
and I
to play with
soloed
this one.
Sizik
And
8
like
times
Pon
in a
was saying,
row.
you can see through.
And
You've got like the
on
bones,
3 different
kinda
games,
like
I soloed him
skeletal
8
structure of
times.
The cyborg going on.
I made him
And
get
I know
off.
We did a lot of work on some of the voice processing and stuff to make it feel like she's part human, part cyborg, kind of like a broken android. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
We will not be subject to any being's will.
That's pretty cool.
We
I like this new
control
theme.
our
I
own
think they could have done a
destinies.
little more, but
There we go. Like I said earlier, this is my favorite skin of the update coming you guys' way in the Broken Android chest. And this is going to be available in
cool.
January as a part of the latter half of the 7.12 update. But guys, we got through it. That's the show. Before we close out, do you guys have anything you want to say?
Really excited for this entire year. This last patch, SWC is coming up. Thanks everyone for
sure.
playing Smite, keeping going. Hopefully you love the rest of the year and stay healthy and stay safe.
Yeah, for sure. We've
Yeah,
got
gonna mirror the same
Danzaburou coming you
sentiments.
guys' way. Yeah, Danzaburou coming you guys' way. PTS is targeted for Friday, and like Clumsy and Pond were saying, on behalf of High Res Titan Forge team, thank you for just an amazing season 7. I know 2020 has been a crazy year, but it's been an absolute pleasure and a blast bringing you guys like the best season of Smite yet. You guys won't see us until January, but by that time we'll be ready to talk about some season 8. So
cut his ass
until
off,
then,
bro.
stay safe, guys. Stay positive. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Alrighty. So first off, that set buff did literally nothing, or nerf did literally nothing. I don't really know why they would consider that a nerf in the first place. I mean, I guess it was a nerf technically, but if they were gonna nerf the CD of Skewer, they should have had to have done it by at least 2 seconds.